Good morning, it's UPB, Thursday, March 20th. We're getting closer to the weekend. Hoo-hoo! And we have Federal Reserve come out yesterday, and look at the dollar index spiking higher. And then overnight, we consolidated. This is a beautiful, by the way, bull flag consolidated here and have ramped to the upside again. We're up over 0.4%. This is not going to bode well for some commodity-based stocks. For instance, U.S. Steel. I like U.S. Steel for a pullback here. The stock pulled up, had a nice multi-day rally here from the 23.75 level. I think it's going to roll over. Come on, roll over, boy. Roll over. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The market itself, look at the S&P 500, just a really sharp pullback. We're kind of meandering along there. I mean, just look at the action prior to the Fed minutes. It's kind of like, ho hum, it's off to work we go. Pretty significant action there because we've seen such mundane kind of a melt up since really the lows when we hit 175. We've been consolidating here, but we're still off of support. So I've looked today what that 185 support. The only issue I have here going forward is, have we put in a lower high? See the high here, right here, 188, okay, and the high here at 189. We've had a history over the last couple of years of each pullback at the sharper variety coming when we've hit a nice brand new all-time fresh high, pulled back, and we pull back to support here, and we have a lower high here. Not good if we can't get back above this level. We're looking at significantly lower prices, but we'll see when we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I've never heard that term before. I just figured I'd utilize. I just made that up. Should I coin that? Just kidding. I'm sarcastic, if you can understand what I'm trying to say. Amazon, I pointed this out the other day. The resistance line, look at this resistance line, just working so perfectly. It's a longer term resistance line. And I was looking at these co-joining of these trend lines. We have a horizontal trend line and a trend line that goes back, about 6 months, something like that. And we keep trying to break above this to get back in this channel, and we just can't do it. We pulled back yesterday 1.5%. When you look from a shorter term perspective, we had a little oversold bounce. I'm going to take the RSI off for a minute so you can see the pullbacks that we've had here. So that's Amazon. I'm not sure we're going to get further downside, but obviously it's going to follow the broader market. Wind is one that I think is going to have further downside. I brought this up earlier in the day yesterday, and I brought this up actually a couple times over the last few weeks. I called this decline down here. We bounced. We hit resistance, former support, now resistance, and look how we broke below it. See that big candle? This candle is another start of a downtrend. I think we're going to hit 220 and then ultimately down to this 210 level. But 220 is going to offer some significant support that could happen as soon as today. And I'm positioned for it to happen by the end of the week. Those puts are still flat. I alerted them in my private Twitter account. Something to keep an eye on. And if you want to trade it for a different stock, Las Vegas Sands as well has been breaking down. Las Vegas Sands has been breaking down. Broke support. See how I had support up here for Las Vegas Sands? So this looks even more dastardly, more bearish. And we're going to break down through the $80 level. How about TLT, which fell along with stocks, which implies higher interest rates? Because the Federal Reserve is coming out saying, all right, well, we're moving up our target for when we're going to raise interest rates. Well, that would ultimately make interest rates start to rise a little before that, right? So we see the TLT almost a triple top and falling back here. So let's target here this level 105.50. I'm not in TLT puts. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm looking for that 105.50 level. Actually, let's look and see how bonds are doing overnight because I haven't even looked at that this morning. That's what we want to do. There we go. Oh, bonds are basically flat. They actually bounced here overnight. Nothing to worry about my TLT. Maybe I'll get my entry this morning. How about Sears Holdings? I don't want to bring this up because I know JB, maybe he's listening to the video. But you can see we're looking at 57.50. And then if you look from a longer term perspective for Sears Holdings, look at this. This is what really has me salivating. We break this wedge and we're going to break out to $100 plus. It's a $180 stock back in 2007. We're just at the start of a rally off the lows here. And each time we've rallied off the lows, we've rallied about, back in 2009, we've rallied $90 2012, we rallied $40, $50. So looking for a move, we break this wedge, and $100 is going to come pretty quickly with Sears Holdings, just from a chart perspective. BTH, a stock I've been following. You look, this is a stock that was up 210, 220 if you look at a 10-year perspective. Look now, we've kind of fallen. Earnings were out Friday after the bell, and we had a nice spike on Monday heading into the week, and we're pulling back a little bit, but I look at the support level, and I look at BTH as a stock, possibly it's going to head to $12, $15 over the next week, 2 weeks, possibly to $20 in 2014. You can see the spike up. Actually, it was an offer to buy out the company for $16 a share, something like that, and they declined it. So you can see the upside that the insiders think the stock has, or what the stock is really worth. Let's move on to some other tickers. I already covered U.S. Steel, which I think is going to pull back. I believe I covered U.S. Steel. We had the stronger dollar. I think U.S. Steel is ready to roll back over, and I think it is going to plunge below the $20 level unless they decide to print new currency out of steel, which would be kind of be difficult to carry around in your pocketbook. Steel coins. Imagine, paying for something with steel coins. You like put a hole in the counter of the deli you're at. Yeah, I'll take that cup of coffee. Boom. Boom! Cash registers are tipping over. People are walking around slanted because they've got all these lead steel coins in their pockets. Anyway, it's not really funny. That's why I trade stocks. I'm not a comedian. HLF, interesting here, folks. We started to bounce yesterday. Analysts came out and said, "Hey, you know what? The story's still intact." But look how bearish this chart looks. We broke through support here, 59. 45 is where we're coming. 45 might take a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be profitable trading the options. I'm not in them right now, but we're heading to 45, possibly below. And New Skin staying right at support. Right at support. This was me up here. I said, hey, buy the 130 puts at 60 cents. And we dropped in 2 days down to 75. It went to $60. Anyway, been bouncing around the support level for quite a while. And you look, I drew this line up well before this plunge. And we've been hanging around it. So are we going to go higher or lower? I don't know. I'm still lean towards more downside for New Skin, and that we'll head back to this $40 level. But we have the analysts, I don't know, who've been paid to underwrite a stock offer. I don't know what they've got in their pockets from New Skin, but they continue to come out bullish on the stocks. Oh, don't worry about it. No, nothing to worry about. They're saying it up here actually. They were saying it here and all the way down to the downside. It's nothing to worry about. Just a mere blip in the radar, folks. Load up. Tell your friends to buy New Skin, just like New Skin has its salespeople. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not gonna do that. Not this morning. And then finally, gold. JB at optionmillionaires.com was calling for a pullback in gold. We had this failed inverted head and shoulders, pull back to support, and now tried to break out, but the resistance is futile as we hit. Briefly broke below it, but there's a possible lot of room to the downside for gold. A lot of room to the downside. And if gold were to decline like this, you would almost think that stocks might possibly bounce off their lows because you got to put your money somewhere. They're not putting it in gold or bonds, emerging markets. They got to put it somewhere, and that would be U.S. equities. So we'll see if we get a bounce here today. GDX as well. Nearing support here at this 24 level. If we break that 24.75 support, a lot of further downside to come for GDX. We could be looking at the 2050 level, the lows we hit back at the start of the year. And finally, FCX. I love to bring this long-term chart up for FCX. Actually, the last time I brought FCX up, I was talking about the fact that we're hitting this trend line resistance and we were going to fall from here. And this looks terribly topping to Thursday. This is your terribly topping stock for Thursday. I think we're going to head back down to the $27 level. All right, UPB here from optionmillionaires.com. How's everyone doing this morning? We do have earnings out. I'm not trading any earnings, just trading the broader market here via some win puts. I actually have some Home Depot puts that I've been sitting on. But Home Depot's been doing well. We have a Lennar, I think, came out this morning with some great earnings. Housing stocks are just rocketing higher. We'll see. To me, this looks like a nice megaphone top here for Home Depot. Megaphone top meaning making higher highs and lower lows. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm crazy. But all I need is some profits. All right. I don't know. I was trying to think of an old Billy Joel song. You may be right. There it is. I may be crazy. But all I know is lunatic. Oh, there it is. The lunatic you're looking for. There it is. That perfectly explains. There it is. You found him. I am the lunatic you're looking for. UPB here, optionmillionaires.com. Everyone have a great trading Thursday. I'll see you in the chat room at optionmillionaires.com. And if not, really, it's the most important day of the entire year. It's the start of the NCAA tournament. Woohoo! Good luck, everyone, on your brackets. I signed up for the $1 billion bracket. If I win, I'll give you a couple bucks. All right, goodbye.